So for this practice snack, it's all about balance. We're going to work the balance with the major muscles of our legs. What are we going to get when we do this? We're going to get stronger. We're going to get more focused, more energized for the rest of our day. So we're going to start at the top of the mat, separating our feet the distance of our head, including the ears. So giving ourselves a little bit of extra room. And then lining up, paralleling the feet. So the inner edges of the feet are parallel with each other. And then let's just come in to find our plumb line. So whether that means the center of the ear stacking over the shoulder, the hip, the knee, and the ankle. Usually that means for me I need to sway back a little bit because I walk kind of tipped forward. So it's coming into our awareness. Start to locate the breath. Where has it been? As soon as we start to watch it, observe what happens. Good, now we're inhale, we're going to breathe the arms up so they're in line with our shoulders. And we're going to take a moment to soften the back of the knee. So we don't want to completely straighten the knee and activate the legs, but create a little micro bend in the knees. And that'll help us to engage our hamstrings. And then we're going to rise up on the balls of the feet. I'm going to start to cultivate some heat here. Now you might notice I have a little stool here. If you have a wall or a couch or a stool nearby, you can always use that for some extra stability, because as we create balance opportunities, we create stability wobbling potentially. So here it is. And we're just going to create some pulses here to generate some heat. And it's amazing how the balance can change from one day to the next. Just accept where it is. And creating some pulses. Now, start to think that you've got two blocks between your thighs and you're holding them together so they don't slip. And that's going to create some activation through the outer hips, through the glutes. The whole leg is kind of doing its part to cultivate some heat here, some inner heat. Good. And then we're going to slowly drop the heels down and straighten up. And give them a little bobble there. Inhale to breathe the arms up. Interclasp your fingers and start to then gently pull on the roots of your fingers. Kind of get the feel for that. We'll be using that a lot for this one. So we're going to bend the left knee. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, side stretch as I pull the roots of my left fingers up and over. Breathing into my left side body. Experiencing some breath even in my left armpit and into my upper arm. Exhale, switching sides, bending the right knee. Take a moment to find length and neutrality, and then exhale, coming up and over to the other side. And then back up to center. Good, floating the arms down. So we're going to shift the weight over to the right, left, pick up our right foot. See how that feels. So we start to engage the left leg, and then we ask the toes to soften. Shift the weight back a little bit into the heel. Open the right leg like a book. And then we're going to cross it over the left shin, or thigh. So right shin intersects with the left thigh. Fingertips find each other, and I like pressing them together a little bit and creating a sense of space between, as if I were holding a little softball or something. And then find some pelvic tilts here. Tilting, tilting, tilting. And then we're going to swing the hips back. So sitting bones are lifting, and it's like we're sitting back into a chair. Now start to create this traction between the thigh and the leg. So the legs are pressing into one another. Pressing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, next option is you can stay there or come out of it a little and just build time in the pose. We're building some heat and strength in that outer hip. So we can take the skin of the triceps and move it towards the elbows and scoop them onto the inner shin of that working leg. Now start to press the shin into the arm into the shin for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Now, We're going to float that arm up, bring the knee up in towards the chest, extend it back for Virabhadrasana 1. And then heel toe this foot out so you have some width this way for stability. And interclasp your fingers, reach up. And then we're going to come up and over to the left. Just explore this tilting forward and back in your side stretch as I gently pull on the roots of my right fingers. I'm getting some nice activation through my whole right back body, all the way to the outer aspects of my right leg. So press the outer right foot into the floor here. Good. Now we're going to step forward again. Find the balance. This time we're going to come into eagle legs. So take the right knee to the left corner of your mat. Sit back in your chair for the second round of this. Pelvic tilt back. And now I'm pressing down equally through both feet. Pressing, and then asking the toes to relax. Because I have overachieving toes. So do you, don't you? Yeah, I see. So you're going to relax your toes, sit back, and start to then create the sense that you have one leg instead of two. So fuse the legs together. As you create a gentle pulsing here to generate some heat. Now we're going to move the skin of the tricep, just shake it back and forth here, and then start to direct it towards the knee until you can make contact with your outer right thigh. Make a gentle fist with the left hand. Press the right palm into the left. Inhale, find length, and then exhale, hollow the belly. Pull the navel toward the spine and up and into the rib cage, and then maybe even peek it underneath the right ribs as you turn your head past your right shoulder. Soften the shoulders down for 3, 2, wobble, and 1. We're going to slowly release. Press. Getting stronger. Extend through the leg. Beautiful. Reach it forward. Relax the toes of the standing leg. Lift your arms up. Bending. Open the book. Close the book. Extend the leg back into Virabhadrasana 3. And just play with this inner-outer rotation of the back leg. Really scooping it under, staying reasonably close to the ground here, so we don't have too far to go. And then, with whatever you might have handy, we're going to come into a floating half moon, so the leg can come up and start to open to the side. Did you hear that crack? It felt nice. Good. So I'm working a little higher in this pose, and it feels really nice. And place your hand on your hip. Reach out through the crown of your head. Micro bend the standing leg. I'm really activating through the big toe mound of the back foot. Now bend the knee. And see if you can create a sense of like parallel legs. Maybe you hook onto the foot, maybe you don't. So you work here. You get some good hamstring strengthening. Maybe you hook on, and there. Whew. We're going to start to drag the right frontal hip bone towards your ribs. Now kick the foot into the hand and parallel that right leg toward the left. 3, 2, circle, 1, and float it down. Breathe the arms up. Ooh, just circling the hips, circling the arms. Coming into the other side here. So we're going to shift the weight into the right leg, pick up the left. Pause here. Let's open the book and then find our way to figure 4 without our hands if possible. Oh, good. Fingertips find each other. Pads of the fingers press down as we find our pelvic tilts, and then we release the pelvic bowl back, lifting those hip bones towards the wall behind us. Start to press the legs together. So the thigh bone of the standing leg is pressing into the outer shin of the working leg. Pressing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to change the position of the hands. So we're going to take that skin, invite it to move downwards, scoop for the inner shin, and now let's play fingertips pressing, triceps pressing into the shin, pressing into the triceps here. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, stay with it, 2, and 1. Sit a little lower before you come out. Let that stability wobble happen. Breathe. Now reach back, place the foot once if you can. Find your Virabhadrasana 1. Invite the hips to neutral, breathe the arms up. Interclasp your fingers. Gently tug on the roots of the left hand, left fingers as you come up and over to the right. Reground into the outer left foot here. And soften something. Again, experiment, be spontaneous. Breathe into where you feel congested, or breathe into the parts that feel very, very nice. And then slowly get ready to step forward. Let's bring that leg up. Take the left knee to the top of the right corner of the mat and come to pelvic tilt your way back down. This time with eagle legs. 2 legs become 1. Hugging them together as if you start to fuse the bones and reach the seat back, grow long through the spine, building some heat. Little pulsations are very nice too. Start to hug those outer hips. You'll feel them contract. You'll feel the glutes starting to work here. And then let's move the skin of that right tricep to the outer left thigh. Make a fist with the right. Press the palm of the left into the right. Inhale to find length through the spine. Exhale, hollow the belly, pull the navel towards the spine and then up into the rib cage. Exhale to turn your gaze, and maybe the navel tracks with it underneath the left ribs. Breathing here for 3. Squeeze the legs, 2, and 1. Then slowly unravel. You'll feel the flush. Extend the leg forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knee. Open it up to the side. Bring it back to center. Extend the leg back. Veer 3. Fixing your gaze on a single point. It really does work to help you establish balance. You can also use your wall or stool to just create an adjustment of alignment or a little bit more stability, but let the legs do most of the work. Good. Then from here, we'll use that support and start to transition into floating half moon. Lift the skin off the quad of the standing leg. Start to reach the big toe mound of the back foot or heel. You can float that top arm onto your hips. Try to create some length in the skin between your frontal hip bone and your armpit. As you radiate out through the crown, you can decide, do we bend the knee? And do we work the quad here as we reach back, getting stronger in that leg? Maybe we hook. And we start to kick the foot into the hand, parallel the thighs with each other, and now start to knit the left hip bone up towards your ribs. Kick the foot into the hand. Breathing here for 3. And explore, creating any little circles. 2, challenge your balance, especially if you're breathing in stillness and you need to change it up. And 1. And then we'll slowly float out. You can feel that burning sensation through your peroneals. Me too. Inhale, breathe the arms up. Let's bend through the right leg. Exhale, side stretch. Other side, bend through the left knee. And side stretch to the right. Just again, always permission to move spontaneously wherever you need that release. Good. Let's place one hand on the heart and one on the belly. Where's your heart rate? Just notice, is it elevated? Is it starting to come down? Is it beating like a jackrabbit? So to control and regulate your heart rate, start to elongate your exhalation, placing a soft constriction on it. And watch the heart rate slow down. And start to bring your awareness to how the body feels in general, more globally. And then start to isolate your awareness into the legs, upper and lower, the feet. What's different? Maybe they feel more full. Maybe they feel hydrated or fatigued. Whatever it is, we're going to ache less. Thanks for the practice snack. See you next time.